Today we're going to take a look at exactly how much money the SEC has made off the cryptocurrency industry and which year was most profitable for them. Also, how much is Coinbase trying to pay to influence the politicians in the United States, and is it paying off? I'm also going to cover an important update for a cryptocurrency exchange in Indonesia and some suspicious activity happening there. So for those of you who are interested, hit like and subscribe. This is Crypto Tips. My name is Heidi. Let's get into it. So the SEC has earned $7.42 billion from issuing fines to cryptocurrency projects. Now, these are all retroactive actions from the SEC, not them preventing anything, but they are finding or making up infractions and slapping a fine on many times, most of the time, it's legitimate cryptocurrency projects that they're fining. It's also worth it to note that in 2024 was where over half of these fines have been paid was from the Terra Luna Foundation and Do Kwon. They had to pay, I think it was $4.68 billion. That was just in 2024 alone. So let's not forget that the SEC is basically continually asking Congress for more and more taxpayer money so that they can more properly regulate the cryptocurrency space and in order to protect the users of cryptocurrency in the United States. Maybe they just need a few more $1 billion and they can actually do some work to prevent scams within the United States, but something tells me it's a bottomless pit and they're going to prove time and again they're incapable of doing that as a regulator, and instead it's much easier for them to make up violations of cryptocurrency projects, legitimate cryptocurrency projects that are trying to be regulatory friendly in the United States. SEC is just trying their best to make that an impossible task for them. Now, there's another cryptocurrency project that is trying very hard to meld this cryptocurrency economy and free market economy and all of the limitless ways that it can develop. And they're trying really hard to shove this down the throat of those who love centralization, the politicians, right? Coinbase has been lobbying, I think it was up to $2.8 million in an effort to get politicians to talk about crypto. Most recently, they were really trying to get ABC News to voice a question to the recent debate between Trump and Harris. It never was voiced. So again, more money and effort lost in that regard. And I just keep thinking how much of a waste of time, effort, stress it is for, it is a centralized exchange being Coinbase. So because they're functioning and they're operating in a centralized manner, they are dependent on regulations to be friendly, on politicians to follow through with their promises that they're going to be crypto friendly. Where on the other hand, the real use case of crypto lies in its decentralization and the fact that a decentralized platform does not care if a politician is pro-Bitcoin or pro-crypto or not. It doesn't care if they make promises and they fail to follow through on those promises, because decentralized systems will continue to flourish and exist and provide solutions for those that are disheartened by the promises left wanting by the politicians. In other news, PayPal and Venmo are now integrating ENS, which is the Ethereum name service for US users who want to send cryptocurrencies on Venmo or PayPal using human readable names rather than a long drawn out public address that's alphanumeric. And there are some concerns I'd like to raise here. This is, for user friendliness, the ENS system is amazing. It is very easy to recognize and remember addresses of crypto that you'd like to send people, especially repeatedly. But remember that this is not a privacy feature for Ethereum tokens whatsoever. This is a human readable name that is attached to a cryptocurrency address, and with that, and with cryptocurrency in general, especially with Ethereum and Bitcoin, is that once someone sees a public address, involved in a transaction, they can see the whole history of any past or present or future balances of that wallet. So anyone who is going to be using this ENS on PayPal or Venmo, I think it's really important for you to pay attention to your activities that you associate and you connect with that ENS name that you're giving out to people to use. It's not like a bank account where you can just give them your account number and they can send money. With crypto, they can also see all the activity that's happening within that wallet. So if you're going to be using the ENS on PayPal or Venmo, just be cognizant of that and act accordingly to protect your own privacy financially. Now we have some suspicious activity happening with IndoDAX, which is a really popular, dare I say, the only cryptocurrency exchange that's most used in Indonesia. IndoDAX. PeckShield has announced that they've seen some suspicious activity to the amounts of $15.7 million leaving the wallets, being swapped for Ethereum, possibly to be run through a coin mixer if this is a hack. Currently, the IndoDAX website and their app are currently down because the IndoDAX team is saying that although everything is safe, all of the user funds, both in cryptocurrency and in rupiah, are supposedly safe. They're going to make a full security check that everything is okay. So if you have funds on any centralized exchange, even if it's not on IndoDAX, let's learn from this and learn not to use an exchange as your wallet provider. Use an exchange for exchanging and trading your cryptocurrencies, and use self-custody wallet for coins that you plan to hold long term that you don't want to get seen caught up in events like this if this does turn out to be a hack, which it really seems like it is. For those of you who are users of IndoDAX and you haven't been made aware of this, don't be surprised if you can't access your account there because, again, the website and the app are currently down. But please keep an eye out for future updates regarding this situation. And we have a really cool story for one solo Bitcoin miner mined a block and received the block rewards totaling approximately $180,000. This is a really rare event, especially since the investments and the publicly traded companies are now, having these huge mining farms around the world. But most of these huge mining farms have very expensive and a lot of very powerful mining equipment, and they're the ones that are mining the majority of all Bitcoin blocks, getting the brand new block rewards and newly minted Bitcoin, as well as collecting the transaction fees paid of all transactions that were included in that block. So when you see a solo Bitcoin miner basically being the ultimate underdog in this situation, getting paid a great payday of $180,000 worth of Bitcoin, mind you, it's pretty cool to see. Now, it is interesting because they weren't completely a solo miner. They were using a mining pool called Solo CK. But this mining pool is different because usually mining pools operate in that you attribute your computing power to this pool, and if that pool mines a block, it is distributed amongst the pool participants according to the amount of computing power they have contributed. But with Solo CK, it works in that if your computer was the one that actually mined the block, if your computing power was the one that was attributing to this, you get the entire block reward. And this isn't the first time it's happened with this mining pool. There's been others as well. But I think as a total, I think only 290 solo miners have successfully mined a Bitcoin block since the inception of Bitcoin in 2009. So this guy is in the ranks of exclusivity, in my opinion, and it's going to be a story he's going to tell his grandkids, I hope. That's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.